Unapologetically Gangster, the Don Kawand story. This is Book 1 synopsis, subtitled Marlboro and Coney Island. This first book describes Kawand's unique environment and the cruelty of kids left alone. His childhood experiences and the negative influences that saturated his mind and sent him on an extremely violent path to becoming a gangster. This is a powerful lesson on the effects of a young boy growing up in the hood without a father in the home. This is Book 1's author's opening letter, followed by Chapter 1, aka Story 1. Dear friend, as a child, I never thought about living the life of a gangster, nor did I think I would be paralyzed for more than 30 years and considered an OG. So of course I had to play the hand that God dealt me. The only child, being raised in the hood without a father, left me to learn how to survive on my own. Although I'm not proud of some of the things that I've done, I have no regrets. I'm sharing some of the most intimate details of my life as my way of paying homage to everyone whose path I cross, both negative and positive. Everyone considers me an OG, which has me feeling a sense of obligation to share how I got off the streets, turning my life around and becoming an example that may keep a young black kid from being murdered at an early age or facing time in prison. Only because I believe a young mind is not fully developed and can be easily influenced in the wrong direction. Even though this story may offend some, I pray that it teaches at least one person how to get right when their back is up against the wall. Also, how important the father in the life of a child is to their development. A kid has a much better chance of surviving the obstacles set up by the invisible hand that runs this country with two parents, even though there are many challenges to keep young black men from becoming successful. It is possible to make it out of the hood, because being gangster is not just about being able to shoot a gun or sell drugs, but navigating your way out of an unfortunate situation. My mother, who worked every day to provide a roof over my head and keep food in the refrigerator, was the first gangster in my life. She was only one of many that shaped and molded my mind into becoming the successful man I've become. After becoming paralyzed, I've earned 2 college degrees and have written and published 12 novels. I am currently mentoring young boys and have assisted with more than a half a dozen aspiring writers with writing and publishing their unique stories. My life was not perfect, but perfect for me, and I'm not apologizing for the way I lived. Instead, I'm saying thank you to everyone that played a role in the Don Kawand story, the realest life story ever told. May God bless you as he has me. Sincerely, Kawand S. Crow. Disclaimer. Although based on a true story, some of the names and places have been changed to protect those that have not consented. Any likeness to the story is merely coincidental. The Don Kawand story. Story 1. In 2007, and 17 years after becoming a quadriplegic, thoughts of returning to my old neighborhood inundated my mind. God blessed me with the gift to encourage those around me, for the better or worse. As a man, I was trying to inspire those for the better, but as a child, I led many into the slaughter. Therefore, after a conversation with Mama Love, decided to organize an inspirational day for young kids. Being a college graduate and accomplished author, I felt an obligation to give something back to Marlboro Projects, my old Brooklyn hood. My name is Kawand, and there was a time in life when most considered me to be one of the most notorious gangsters in Brooklyn, New York. That is not true. I lived a dangerous life growing up in Brooklyn because I was just trying to survive. Unfortunately, I grew up in Marlboro Projects, a place where fighting was common. Most would graduate to razors and others to gunplay. I would get heavily involved in drugs and violence, but over time, tragedy, heartache, and the realization of the egregious activities forced me to change. Even though I'm considered an OG, I've evolved into a spiritual man that everyone considers an inspiration, mostly because my daily life is complicated. It consists of the assistance of a CNA to bathe, eat, and conduct life basic activities. A humbling experience. I need help with brushing my teeth, getting dressed, and using the bathroom. Being a quadriplegic has me dealing with a great deal of pain, both physically and mentally. The pain contributes to depression and mental challenges daily. Imagine how difficult it is to be a man treated like a newborn baby. Needing someone to wipe my mouth after eating is humbling. After the accident that left me paralyzed, it took years for me to have someone feed me a bowl of cereal out of fear of milk dripping all over me. Most CNAs love what they do, and others can be mean, vindictive, and aggressive. I deal with those that try to bully or mentally manipulate me into making their day comfortable, although it should be the other way around. Something that saddens me when alone with a CNA monster. This is a person that lacks empathy and threatens my well-being because I am vulnerable. But I pray and thank God every new day in hopes that it's better than yesterday. Now and then, I may have a mental breakdown because of the paralysis, but overall, I pray a lot to maintain a positive and a spiritual approach to life. Therefore, in June 2007, after waking up from a minor surgery, I had planned and organized K-Day of Inspiration. My vision was to return to a place that I had taken so much from and give something back to the kids. Hope and inspiration under extreme circumstances. The environment they are being nurtured in has the potential to send them down the wrong path. As an established author, God gave me the premonition to give out free autographed copies of my first novel, Love, Loyalty, and Dangerous Games. It's based on a true story that depicts a violent and extravagant lifestyle. Almost everyone involved in that kind of lifestyle is either dead or in jail by the age of 21. My objective was to inspire at least one lost and troubled kid. That was my goal, to be an example that change is possible despite a system designed to take them down the dangerous road I took as an innocent child. As an educated black man, I understand the trap and the obstacles that young black boys were clueless to, like my friends and me. The kids that live in Marlboro are growing up in a racist neighborhood. The police profile young black boys constantly, where police brutality is normal and getting into trouble has grown easy as the laws change for the worse. But unfortunately, a week before the inspirational event, the devil would appear. Someone in Marlboro would not let me forget the pain I caused while living there. This individual's harsh actions only prove that even after being paralyzed for more than a decade, some people still considered me to be an infamous gangster. This is the end of story one. The real life story ever told.